The Priest, the Writer, and the Six-Stringed Wanderer by N.D. Graveheart. A priest, a writer, and a wanderer walk into a bar, all worlds away and miles from their start, though they sit quietly and contemplate. For each, their souls will soon abate. The priest is deaf, though he listens to the prayers of the townsfolk who, lately, have become queer, through strange sightings and rumors that follow. Perhaps it is best that the priest could not hear, for the citizens flocked from tantalizing streets of red light districts, gambling, and strong drink. Lately, the people called for a rapturous dominion, yet Sunday service has been bare since the One's own inception. A rapture like none other, a calamity borne by them, from the man with black skin, robes akin. As gold sometimes flows in the shade from the light, the township listens as the priest is denied. In his dispute, the priest drinks a tipsy of wine. The speakeasy is always easier for those left behind. As the church finds decay, decades of stone withering away, its front doors remain shut, deafened all the same. All the while, to the priest's side, a writer sits, his notepad and his pen jangling near his hip. He keeps a slight eye to the priest at his side. Although he is mute, he only wishes to speak truth. Though the words that he has heard from the One speak unfathomable logic back to the simple sum. A cow-hearted man, like most of education, he understands the fates and writes with good intentions. For he's followed the man of black skin for some time, wrote down all his statements, a scholar of the sublime. The masses cry out in cheers as the voice rings loudly. Though he can't speak, he'll refuse to stand equally. With the nestled ink gripped in a palm nearly sweating, the writer begins a verse, one that holds steady. Like a knife in his hand, he finishes the page. Passing it along, takes a drink before his weight. The first line, it reads, "How this evil has grown, why won't you contend?" As the priest looks to him, the note with its end, "He seeks to destroy us, the man in black robes." But from the corner of the room, a sound had flown. The writer then turned, the priest following along. From the dims of the bar was a six-string guitar, and 4 glasses gone empty, one more at the ready. The woman was blind, black cloth wrapped around her head across her eyes, yet they seemed bound to the two in the room. Somehow her gaze could be felt in the dark, mere feet away. Finishing her glass, a fifth amongst her table, she played in B major, E major, into F sharp, cackling at the two with a hideous laughter, questioning, "Is revolution truly what the writer is after? The priest has gone mad, a drunk little dandy," she mocked from afar. That guitar strummed rhythmically. "The man in black robes, I am one of his disciples, so if you impede our way, I'm sure it'll end in tragedy." The writer, taken aback, did not know the cause, how this wanderer could have discovered their plot. For days on end, the writer had persisted. In secrecy, he gathered people into his own fruition. The priest was the last to join the insurrection. An elder of the town, he was required for the emancipation. With the man in black robes, the town was surely doomed. Yet in his blind thoughts, they were interrupted by her tune. "No snakes in the grass, nor crows calling out. I unmasked your demeanor through whispers about.
You play in the shadows, although it would seem that you envy the shadows while I am the shade.
As the rider leaned into the seat of his stool, the priest then gathered, for he wasn't a fool, that trouble had found its way into the bar, and from the wanderer's expression, he felt jarred.
What would you two say to a game of fate?
The wanderer asked as the men kept their seats. From behind the sixth string, she pulled a revolver.
Nothing like a bullet to see what's hereafter.
And as the gun shined in Jubilee's silvers, she walked nearer. The bar had gone blank, most feared what she was after. The keeper left the table alone to the three, as the priest cried out some utterance obscene. The mute jumped from his stool, gone pale at the sight, but the wanderer then muttered,
"It'll all be all right. Sit down, take a seat, enjoy this final night."
The guitar to her side.
2 caps, 6 rounds, till only one of us survives.
Then silence was spoken in board creaks and lame pains. Before being broken, she took a seat beside the rider as he prayed, the priest by his end. Hear my last prayers, he thought.
Tongue-tied,
she mocked, flipping the barrel back. Spinning, then locked. The 2 bullets settled in.
I'll do us a favor. I'll be the one. What's that old saying?
She attended.
Oh, right. Ladies go first.
With that gun to her head, she smiled without a doubt, for her faith was within the man of black shrouds. The priest, in his deafness, had managed some words. Though mumbled, he spoke. Any last words? She chuckled as the trigger was pulled, with no sound of a fire igniting the hold. The rider shook still by the noise of the pole, that singular click before the revolver reformed.
I'm afraid that it's your turn, but please do not fret. We all must die someday, holy or malevolent.
With the barrel pointed now between his 2 eyes, he stared into the abyss, a black hole that hypnotized. And bang! Went the gun. With 1 bullet spent, the rider fell dead with a hole in his head, bleeding out across the floor like the red paint of war. The priest wiped his face, his pulpit gown now stained.
Oh, what a shame. I was hoping for a blank.
The wanderer spoke, wanting a longer game.
I guess that leaves us, my friar, my preacher, though more blood has spilled with your greatest teacher.
The gun aimed at him.
We all go once. Now it's your turn. We'll see if your trust and a God up in heaven can save you from us.
The trigger then clicked, but no rapture was heard.
I guess it's my turn.
Again, the gun turned, pointed back to the wanderer, pressed to her head. The heated metal scarred, the flesh around becoming red. Smoke from the burn, she sighed and leaned forward.
Let hell crack at the sound of my 22's barrel.
A small click, then came nothing. She bent back, laughter forming as she shed a tear at the man.
It's your turn again.
She aimed, though the priest knew he'd be safe. The rider, like the town, was not of sound faith. All of goodwill his rebellion would never take.
I'll be one with God.
Eyes shut, he prayed.
Your God is one of many.
She incited, pulling the trigger. The revolver ignited. Again one fell, to the shattering of shrapnel, piercing through the priest's skull. Human material splattered. As the 2 men lay dead, she took the first seat. Up at the bar, she demanded a 6th drink. Picking up her guitar, 6 strings played a tune, as the mark on her head healed and resumed. The man in black robes, appearing before her, pouring a swig as he wrapped around her from across the barkeep. Tentacles enacted. They held her tightly in embrace for the enchanted.
No more for these wars, words as ammunition. I may be blind, but with your permission, you've shown me the way, made the universe thin, and I follow the faceless god, the Black Pharaoh.
As her bindings caved in, face eaten away.
You've played your part, but you cannot stay. I desire much from this world of foul things.
He spoke, tendrils now cloaked. Into the night he proceeded to go.